Hey everybody, it's Moonbo here, coming at you with some more Scrap Mechanic City. That is right, Scrap Mechanic City. It has been a very long time. I think it's been like a month actually, so I want to apologize. It's been a long time coming, and I'm finally inspired again to keep on building these type of city modules. And in today's video, I have a real treat. I've been working on this for the last few days now. It is a really cool high-tech science lab. It is jam-packed full of really cool interactive features. I'm really excited to show it to you guys. So we're going to start off with just kind of walking around the outside a little bit. We're going to head inside, get into real detail about all the cool functions that it does offer, and we're going to just have a little bit of fun. So let's get right into this really cool scientific lab. Alright, so before we do head on inside, let's take a little bit of a walk around here and get a little bit of a feel for the size of this build. Maybe we'll kind of peek inside some windows here too. So you can see there's a whole bunch of windows, obviously, and the real kind of main feature of this build is this kind of greenhouse area here. As you can see, it has some slanted glass ceiling. It's really full of natural sunlight, really cool. A little touch of detail here is some ventilation actually for one of the science stations inside. You can see there, it actually does pierce the wall there and come out the other side. And some more cool windows. So this was using the ModPack, of course, with the Polygon parts. That is all new. So you can see on the outside here, I added this really cool kind of bubbly shape, which is kind of like a dome effect. So we can head right on inside now to the Lab 4. So that's what I decided to call it. So you can see everything is really automated in this system. So the doors open up automatically. We can walk inside like so, and there goes the doors again. And right here we kind of enter to like a bit of a front entrance area here. You can see we got a security camera right there. It's tracking us at this very moment. So this is the front reception area, and now we can either go on the left side or the right side. So what we're going to do is just kind of explore the left side, and then we will head on over to the right side, which is the main lab floor. So if we go to the left here, you can see this is just an entranceway into the reception area. I think you can kind of jam yourself in here and imagine sitting at... Wait, ghost doors, what? Okay, but we can imagine sitting here at the reception area. We got a computer screen right there, all sorts of controllers. This is just actually using the new Polygon ModPack. I was like, that looks kind of cool. And then this right here, this is A2. You can see I actually labeled the room, so A1, A2, and A3 is over there. So this is A2. Now this is a really cool room. It's kind of difficult to show you, but this is essentially the security room. So you can see that was just activated there. So something is triggering one of those cameras. So there are cameras all over this entire build, and as you can see, these are all hooked up to the doors as well. So if I actually snipe that door switch right there, you can see that it activates that logic gate right there. So all the cameras, everything is set up to this logic board here. So if I walk right through this door here, which actually senses you, you can see that it activates the logic gate right there, if you can see right in the crack of that door. So, and that's all over the place. There are logic gates hooked up to all sorts of sensors. We also have camera control here, so you can actually turn all of the cameras off and turn them all on again. We'll leave them all on so that way we can actually check them out in the build. So a little bit further down the hallway, you can see we have a really cool water tank here. You gotta stay hydrated while doing all the scientific stuff. And then right here, this is just like a changing room for people to come in, change into their lab wear or whatever else they might need to wear. And then this is the left side entrance to the lab. So you can see there's a hand sensor thing right here that is attached to a really nice glass door, and we have the lab label up on the top there, which is the letter pack. But we're not going to enter that way. We are just going to kind of go through the right side here. So this is kind of like the front desk for the security room here. You can see you can kind of check in through security and all that and scan your hand and make sure you're good to go. So let's head on into this lab right here. There you go. You can see the door is activated. Alright, so we are greeted with a really nifty looking kind of scanner system. So there's all sorts of sensors right here, and that's all hooked up to the security room as well. So we can turn the lights on right here, like so, and get a really nice view of the main lab floor. So there's pretty much like 5 stations in here, I'm pretty sure. So this one station is pretty simple. This one is just like a little container area for some type of soil sample maybe or something. It's doing some tests there. Just some general kind of controller ambience as well, which is actually hooked up to some of the security cameras. Now over here you can see we have like a burning station. So this is where you test the heat resistance of these plants. We're doing some pretty heavy duty testing here, and this is actually where those vents come out to the outside right there. So you can see that's like a bit of an exhaust system. And over here, this is actually really cool. This is like a centrifuge. So this is used to spin liquid samples of different things and separate them from different consistencies. So you can put different samples in there and spin them up and stop it and, you know, analyze your results or something. A pretty cool build though. I added a cool little window here to give it some natural light, as well as some of these really cool like wedge lights. These are really nifty in the mod pack. Now right here, this is kind of like the main attraction for the lab here. This is like the plant scanner. So obviously we are studying plants. We're trying to figure out why we have all of these potted plants on this planet, but they're not growing naturally anywhere. Where did they come from? What is their purpose? We're gonna figure it out, guys. Scrap mechanic survival is just around the corner, and I bet you the key to it is these plants. Nah, don't listen to me. These plants actually probably won't have anything to do with it. So before we do actually scan anything, we're gonna need a sample. So what do we use to get a sample? Well, the best thing, of course, is an AI bot that grabs plants. So let's talk a little bit about this area and those AI bots. One thing you'll notice, these things are really weird, and they are totally glitched right now. I've come across a weird glitch. I'm not too sure what to say about it. All I can show you guys is if I decided to like use it to my advantage in this build, but if you put a block down anywhere, it will activate those thrusters again. So if I just kind of pop that down right there, you can see that those will start to go up and down all over again. I kind of wanted these to be like these hover kind of humidifiers, so they're like humidity control things, but you can see that one down in the distance there, it stopped. This one's still going, but I bet you this one will stop eventually as well. I'm not too sure what's causing the glitch, but here you go, you can see they are now suspended in the air. So I kind of played with it in my mind a little bit, and it's kind of like if you imagined it to be a timer, and so the humidity control is finished, and you have to manually activate it again by changing your power source in that little thing. I don't know. It's kind of a weird glitch. These AI bots are rather interesting. They have a piece of suspension hooked up to a thruster, which is hooked up to a sensor, and they just kind of bounce up and down. So really simple, but they just kind of stop in the air. Now we can move on down this way. So this is like the entire like specimen floor here. You can see we have all of these plants growing. They are ready to be examined and tested. So what we have here is a little AI grabber bot, which took me a surprisingly long amount of time to make. So you can see I made like a little fake antenna, because this is the control box right here. You can see there's some antenna on this side as well, with some really cool controller screens here hooked up to some switches. So those switches are what is stopping these little logic bots from moving. So we're going to activate one, and then we'll look at the other one and see exactly what's happening. So we'll turn this one on here, the one on the right, and you can see that it moved the arm down, and now the little bot is starting to go. So we can bring up the connection tool, and you can see there is a whole bunch going on right now. It was a little bit of trial and error for me to really get the hang of this AI bot and get it to work properly without causing issues. Now, I have to admit, it does sometimes mess up. It doesn't work perfectly. But you can see it's grabbing that plant. There we go. It's working like a charm. And it should just start moving again. So there we go. It has grabbed the plant, and it is bringing it down this way to the end of the line now. It's a little slow, but I wanted it to be slow so that way it had less chances of screwing up, and it's just not as fun that way. So there we go. The plant is ready to go. So we can take our lift, grab our sample, and prop it up right there. So remove the lift, drop the plant, and start the belt. Alright, so there we go. The belt is on the move now. You can see this is going through some type of futuristic looking scanner system on like a roller belt here. And you can see you can actually kind of stand on this side and monitor the plant scan. There we go, we got the scanner light. It automatically moves up once the plant hits that sensor. There we go. Looks like it finished the scan. And then right here, the plant will drop off into a little receiving bay. And it lights up, and it gets the green light. So that means, I don't know, this plant has passed the test. And so we can actually grab another one on that side, and we will talk a little bit more about the actual AI bot. So let's turn that on. It's going to drop the arms. So here's what's happening. Here it's screwing up, actually. I'm not too sure why it's just screwed up. We can easily reset it, though, by dropping it like that. There we go. It's not screwing up this time. So you can see that there's a sensor right here. So this sensor is going to pick up this plant, because this plant is actually sticking out just a little bit further. Oh, we don't want that to happen to this one. So what happens is the sensor tells the motor to stop, which tells a timer to start, which tells these arms to move. So once the arms start moving, the timer will start moving as well. So it's all kind of synced up so that once the timer is up and the arm is back in place, the timer tells the signal to interrupt itself, which turns the motor back on. And that is Moonbo logic for the day. And it didn't make sense to you because it doesn't make sense to me. So there we go. The AI bot is working after quite a few problems. Oh, I just turned this one on accidentally. So you can see they aren't perfect, but I'm really proud of my little AI bot. Alright, so we can actually just take this plant right here. Let's pop it down. We got another one to scan. There we go. Scan that. Oh, geez. Oh, better keep this test going here, guys. Keep that spinning. Okay, oh, that logic bot. Wait, these plants aren't getting their humidity that they need. Alright, turn those hover bots back on. Oh my, geez, what's going on in here? Guys, there's too much going on in this lab. I don't know. I need some assistance or something. This lab is out of control. What's going on here? Does this one need to be scanned too? I think we're supposed to scan 2 plants. No, is that where it goes? Oh, God. Oh, guys. You know what? I think I'm gonna leave this lab now. It's getting a little out of hand here. Don't tell security. Oh, boy, I'm out of here. Alright guys, so there you have it. We are back in Scrap Mechanic City. Make sure you guys put your suggestions for more city modules like this one down in the comments below. I'm really excited to get inspired and keep on working on these awesome modules for the city. So of course guys, make sure you check out the entire playlist of the city builds. I have made a whole bunch of them, so you might see something that you already want to see, but it's already been built. So make sure you check that out as well. So of course guys, if you did enjoy the build or enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed for Endless Scrap Mechanic, you might as well do that too. And I will be seeing you guys in the next one. Bye for now.